Okay, welcome back, everyone. Connecting Dots 2 here, Connecting Dots 3, also known as Silver Gold Man for the economic stuff here on YouTube. Anyhow, I'm making this video because our dear scamming friend here, Dana Durnford, has decided to twist the facts a little bit. And I'm speaking about his most recent video, I should say, this one here. In fact, he lies pretty well through all of them, but again in this latest one it's the poor me, why am I being attacked, I'm being singled out, poor me, send me some money, poor me is being attacked because I speak the truth, and how dare they attack me for speaking out the truth. Why are they attacking me? Why am I even on charges? Honestly, I can't even watch the bullshit anymore. I have a hard time going through his videos. It's very tough, very, very hard on me. I don't enjoy listening to like nonstop repetitive lies that are continuously. And I keep wondering, is anyone ever going to speak out in any of his comments? Well, in fact, you may have noticed his comments have dropped. There's not the same amount of people there anymore. He's opened up himself a whole bunch of YouTube channels, and that's why he gives himself a bunch of thumbs up. His party's over. You can even see it in the views. The views have dropped. I mean, apart from these ones here from 4 days and six days ago that actually, ironically, made it up to almost the exact same level. Other than that, his views, they have dropped. You know, Dana used to have no problems getting over 2,000 views within the first 24 hours of an upload. Nowadays, we're going for 2 weeks and he's got a hard time getting 800. So I believe it's mostly his own doing. He's opened up his own YouTube channels, just like Kevin Blanch has, and he comes out and gives himself views as well as thumbs up. That's why he's got unbelievable amount of thumbs up. In fact, this is a YouTube trend. The big time scammers all ironically hang out together and they all give each other's their thumbs up to their videos. Remember, this term I've been speaking about since 2011, August 2011, August 2014. Close your ears now. And by the way, you want to get kids away from your computer if they can hear what's going on, because the clips that I'm about to share with you, there's some very vulgar language coming out of it. No, it's not me. This is stuff that Dana actually uploaded on YouTube. It's been taken down. So you're going to have an opportunity here for the first time. If you've never been around Dana and you've never heard what's going on in the past, you're going to have an opportunity to hear what he said in the past and why he's being charged. Okay. It's not the bullshit that he's telling you. It's the bullshit that he's already spewed out of his mouth in the past, which has now been taken down. So some of us have saved up those videos. I've made videos, in fact, over at connectingdots1.com the very first night after he was out of jail. And as you can see, the video's down now. The video has been removed for violating YouTube's policy on spam, deceptive practices, and scams. Isn't that neat, eh? I'm not spamming anyone. I'm sharing my own video, my own thoughts. I'm sharing words that have actually come out of Dana's mouth. Yeah. What? There's nothing deceptive here. It's the plain old truth. In fact, this is a video, by the way. So this is a continuation of that first night in jail because the video was taken down. So I'm going to make this one here because this one was way back on Friday, November 6th, 2015. It's been quite a few months now, and there's quite a few new people that are got caught into this bullshit. So I'm going to continue on here how he shows you pictures and telling you that everything's like this everywhere along the Sunshine Coast, everywhere along the BC coastline. It was always loaded like that. You have a hard time stepping down anywhere without stepping on the starfish. Absolute lies, you know. Same thing telling everyone this is the way it looks like everywhere. Absolutely not. In that narrows and that specific narrows, yeah. What was it called? Leslie Narrows? I can't remember, but essentially, I tracked down the original link. Okay, that's the original picture here, and that was posted in 2013. So another thing I believe why they managed to take this video down here, the original one where I, you know, pointed out all the reasons why he spent the night in jail, is because I also shared with you um, from another gentleman here on the island, give me a fine name, who dug up the original file number from the Canadian law courts here on Dana. and you get to find out that he's actually used an alias, Terry Daniel. And oddly enough, that's what Dana jumped on YouTube back in August of 2014 and introduced a friend of his that apparently had gone out on this 9-day trek along the Sunshine Coast. They traveled apparently 200 kilometers of that Sunshine Coast, and only to come back on in mid-August of 2014 and start uploading videos telling everyone it's dead. Everything is dead. It's naked. Yeah. And we found out that the gentleman who was with him that helped sponsor this whole 9-day trek was Terry Daniels. Well, I found out that later on that his name was Terry Daniel. So we have a Terry Daniel, we have a Terry Daniel, and Dana seems to be having, it has an alias. So here's the file number if you guys want to follow this up. I'm going to go over these two videos in case you haven't seen them, because this is the juice. This is the videos that people need to see on YouTube that Dana's not going to show why he's been arrested. So this is a big wake-up call for those of you that think this is a golden boy who speaks the truth and blah, 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 blah. Well, you're going to soon find out that he's full of poo-poo. So yeah, like I said, you can go check out Dana. There's the document numbers and everything here. At this point here, we're just waiting to see. He's going to court. I've already met up with my own lawyer. I've shared some information here about what's been said on YouTube. Exactly, most of the information you're about to hear right now is what my lawyer heard also, and the Crown attorney. So you're going to have an idea why Dana is concerned. He's stressed out because there's a good chance he may actually go to jail. Because one of the things I pulled out in this older video how Dana had a whole bunch of YouTube channels opened up under various names, and I'll see if I can dig that out here. I think it might be in one of the threads, because he'd actually been charged by the RCMP and it was labeled as a high risk threat here to the RCMP officers themselves. There was a warning out for him. This is prior to Fukushima. We're going back to the year 2008, 2009, I think, when that incident took place. So essentially, yeah, this is a continuation, and I'm about to share some video with you folks. If there's the file number, hit your space bar on your keyboard if you want to stop the video and hit it again to unpause it. Essentially, I'm going to go on and I'm going to start with these videos. So I'm telling you right now, if you've got kids around, please take the kids away from the computer or turn down the volume. The words that come out of his mouth they're harsh, and you're not going to want your kids to hear this stuff, okay? I don't even recommend kids hear this. I mean, younger teens, they don't need to hear this stuff. This is really bad stuff. Okay, so yeah, listen up to this firecracker here, open up, and you'll have a clear understanding why he's up on Section 264 of the criminal law code here. You may have seen that in that past thread here, okay? Does it say here what he's being charged with? I thought I grabbed that stuff. Section 264. No, I'd have to go pull it out again. But anyways, that's what he was charged under, 264 of the criminal law code here for it's whenever you say things like uttering death threats and make a person fear for their lives. In Canada, you get charged with a Section 264, Section 264C, if I'm not mistaken, or 264A of the Canadian Criminal Code. Anyhow, so like I said, get the kids away. This is where it gets very vulgar, and you don't want the kids to hear this stuff.
Every university, every academic, every nuclear scientist will be hunted down and fucking murdered. We want you dead. We want you off the fucking planet. You kill the ocean, and now you're going to kill the rest of the planet. We're taking you fucking first. Jay Cullen is murdering your loved ones. He's murdering everything on the coastline. And when you kill the ocean, you kill everything on this planet. And because it has got to this point that my hopes and dreams, I'm not saying do it, I'm just saying my hopes and dreams, are they fucking murder you. Every one of you. And the people who write that need a shot in the mouth and the head and the guts. It's thrown out the window along with Jay Cullen and Ken Buslers of this planet. The purge is coming. You're going to be left with no options. And there's nothing they can do about it. They can't stop that one. You betrayed your own children, your own friends, your own family. You're like that mass murderer in Jay Cullen. You're no different. You're just a disgusting parasite upon our society. And your days of being a parasite are coming to an end. We're Canadians. They're just hanging in the street. They'll just catch you in your own community at some stage coming up. Your friends are going to catch you and just hang you, run you down on the side of the road or something, because you're a monster. You can't blame them. How can you blame them? I hope your neighbors hang you. I hope everybody in your community hunts you down, no matter where the fuck you're to, and tears your head off. Pop! Just fucking blood everywhere. That's what you deserve. What we got to do is what we're coming to, is we're going to have to go out there and hang all the scientists. We're going to have to go out there. We're going to have to hang all the media. We're going to have to hang all the academics before we can have a debate. We've got Jay Cullen. Now, Jay is an academic. He's a university sitting faculty professor, and he's a marine chemist, oceanographic bullshitter. He's actually the devil, and I'm going to prove that today. This guy is the devil. Jay Cullen is murdering your loved ones. He's murdering everything on the coastline. Canada suspended the mobile radiation measurements around Vancouver. Whoever said that should be beaten to death, hung up from a telephone pole in the middle of a fucking street, okay? Whoever done that should be fucking strung up, period. Victoria, March the 22nd, Jay Cullen's territory, they shut it down and rolled out Jay Cullen. That's why Jay Cullen is so fucking evil. That's why he's so fucking dark. That's why he's so fucking twisted. He knows this. We didn't pay to have that shut down. We paid to be told what was coming through. And I want those people's heads on stakes in the near future. I want to see them in jail or swinging from a fucking pole. These are the worst people on the planet. Ted Bundy got nothing on the people that shut this down. The people that done that are fucking traitors, period. They didn't do anything, only shut it down. They didn't do the job you paid them to do. They sold you out. They fucking stabbed you to death with radioactive atoms. These are fucking murderers, period. And we need the capital punishment for these fuckers. The person who done that needs to hang or be electrocuted or be fucking shot and on public TV. These are the fucking traitors, period. And so the people that are telling you that, you need to walk up and punch them right in the mouth. That's the only thing you can do with these people. They don't understand reason. They don't understand conversations. They don't understand debates. All they understand is you give them the good old hockey, pull a sweater over their head, and give them as many uppercuts as you can before you get arrested. But you're doing the world a favor by at least telling them that they're lying sacks of shit and that they're disgusting maggots and parasites. They are nothing but a burden on our society, that they are the most disgusting people imaginable. Why shouldn't we just hang them in the street? Why shouldn't we gut them? Why shouldn't we set them on fucking fire? Because what they're doing is destroying everything sacred. Every species on this friggin' ocean is going to be dead, period. Do you think the media would show you that? Do you think the media would explain that to you? Do you think the media would get out a nuclear scientist and talk about it? No. What they do is you get the nuclear PR industries, which is Woods Hole and Jay Cullen, those types of people, and James Conqueror and Ian Goddard of Goddard's Journal. And what they'll do is they'll poison you and your loved ones and your friends with stories of potassium-40, which is natural, to confuse you, to deceive you, to manipulate you, to get you to doubt the things I tell you, because they are not going to tell you the truth. They are not going to tell you that it's deadly. They're going to tell you it's like potassium-40 over and over and over. And I will tell you it's not. And I will tell you they are lawyers and that they are mass murderers, and that they are the most disgusting part of our society, and that we have to deal with them. And soon we might have to deal with them a tough way, because one way or another, they're going to get dealt with.
Okay, so that was, yeah. So the next one is where this is a before and after his arrest. You'll immediately notice the change of his tone and how he's not, well, hear for yourself. Honestly, this is the truth is hearing it from the horse's mouth. So here's the horse.
You shine light on nuclear scientists, or Ken Buechler, or Jay Cullen, or Woods Hole Oceanographic Institution in particular, and they will wither and die. They will come out and attack you. They will come out and say, we're not bad. We're good people. We're honest. There's a few bad apples in every bunch. I'll fucking strangle you. I'll catch you, any of you. I'll strangle you. I'll tell you right now, I'll strangle anything I catch my hands on from Woods Hole Oceanographic Institution. I will knock your fucking teeth out of your head. They're still out there lying. Oh, there's no melting reactors, but if there was, Jay Cullen, that gotta fucking go. You gotta dethrone that cocksucker. You gotta fucking dethrone Ken Buechler. You gotta dethrone Woods Hole permanently. You gotta end Woods Hole's fucking reign of terror on this planet permanently. That has to go. There is no future as long as these people exist. There is no society as long as these people exist. They are the very fucking foundation of every problem we got. Woods Hole gotta go. Plus the popular apologists gotta be fucking dealt with. They gotta be dethroned. They gotta be taken down.
Okay, so that's my problem right there. The apologist, he's referred to me as a nuclear shill. So those of you that are listening to this for the first time, you're probably wondering, why the heck would you send your stuff to your lawyer? Well, I had to go contact a lawyer myself because it was becoming increasingly very visible that not only was it going to be the nuclear Jay Collins and Woods Hole Institute that are, that he has a bone to pick with, but it's anyone else on YouTube. In fact, we've got some footage from 2014 where Dana was actually telling everyone in his comment sections, because people were coming out that happen to live right on the coastline, when he came out in August 14 telling everyone that the Pacific Ocean was dead, fucking dead. Those were his words. It's fucking dead. I can't believe that. He would actually curse and swear, telling everyone it's effing dead, and then turn around because people were leaving comments. He would turn around and say, we're going to hunt you down. We're going to track down your IP. So when all of this stuff, all this garbage, all mixed in together over a period of several months, in the end, it resulted where you're hearing this part here where he's asking for Jay Cullen and them to be hunted down, and then started talking about nuclear apologists and everyone that works for the nuclear industry. And he referred to myself, connecting dots too, as part of that crew. That's where I'm like, okay, hold on. You're building my case here against you. He probably doesn't he's probably not aware of that. He's not too bright, the guy, but essentially it was his own cursing and swearing and calling for all these people to be hunted down and macheted in the streets that led me to not necessarily fear immediately for my future, but I don't know who the people are that listen to Dana's videos. And I've seen some of their comments, and these people are very mixed up, a lot of them. And I cannot take a chance, risking taking a chance here with my life. So I've gone out and sought a lawyer here. I had to get some help, because I'm having a feeling that I will have to prosecute him myself and take him to court if this does not work out with Jay Cullen and Company and Woods Hole Institute. Because this person, we have a loose cannon here. We have somebody that's loose on video who's making, basically, from what I can see, is these are death threats, very clear. So let's continue on here. I just want to say that in case some of you are wondering why I've contacted a lawyer.
Fukushima radiation plume already northern Hawaii as of June 2012. That's that little cocksucker Buechler. Right? It should be a big A in front of it. A. Buechler. He's an abuser from Woods Hole. Everything from Woods Hole is fucking inherently evil and needs to be put down like a rabbit fucking animal. These are all the lawyers. You got to go hunt these fuckers down and get rid of them. Let's tell them it's like a banana. Let's tell them it's like a fucking potato chip. Till everybody finally cracks and hangs us all in the street. Because that's what's coming. That's what's going to be happening. That's the way you want it. That's the way it's going to be. That's what I'm going to advocate for all the time now. Just fucking hang them. I don't care anymore. I don't care anymore. I don't give a fuck anymore about you people. I want you all gone. And I don't care how we do it. I really don't.
There. That's when he starts talking like that. That's where you got to start taking him a little bit more serious here. He doesn't care anymore. He's just going to keep advocating it, how he wants us killed.
Anybody says, oh, I died, you need to find them and punch them in the mouth. Knock every tooth out of their fucking head. Fuck them. Just fuck it. Just fuck it, man. From here on out, fuck it. Let's fucking get these cocksuckers. I don't care anymore. Time to get my fucking steel-toe boots out and go stomp these cockers, these cockheads down. The farmers in Hawaii should go lynch those people that talked them into putting boron. Whoever the fuck it was, I don't care who it was, they should be fucking lynched, and they should be lynched right fucking now. You gotta love that headline there, that tweet as it happens from CBC. We're not at risk, but he is the Canadian scientist getting the death threats. Now, if Jay Cullen was getting death threats, I'd be in jail most likely, and so would a lot of other people. Yeah? And so come get me. I'm right here. Look, right here. Just point the spotlight onto me. I don't care if it shows me in jail.
Oh, yeah? Here they come.
It's November 5th, 2015. I'm Dana Durnford, also known as the nuclearproctologist.org. And you can find my videos and Fukushima presentations at Beautiful Girl by Dana on YouTube. What is left of them. Night before I was arrested, and the next morning, yesterday morning, I was in court, and I was charged with criminal harassment of nuclear industry PR people. And one of those was from Woods Hole, and the other one was from UVic, British Columbia, Canada. And so what they've done is decriminalize speech. And if you criticize anybody now, they can claim that you're inciting violence against them when it's just an opinion. I'll fucking strangle you. I'll catch you, any of you. I'll strangle you. I'll tell you right now, I'll strangle anything I catch my hands on from Woods Hole Oceanographic Institution. I will knock your fucking teeth out of your head. And so what they've done is decriminalize speech. And if you criticize anybody now, they can claim that you're inciting violence against them when it's just an opinion. Anybody says, I died, you need to find them and punch them in the mouth. Knock every tooth out of their fucking head. Fuck them. Just fuck it. Just fuck it, man. From here on out, fuck it. Let's fucking get these cocksuckers. But that's all I'm doing. I'm exposing people for committing crimes. How am I the bad person? That's that little cocksucker Buesler from Woods Hole. Everything from Woods Hole is fucking inherently evil and needs to be put down like a rabbit fucking animal. And so what they've done is decriminalize speech. And if you criticize anybody now, they can claim that you're inciting violence against them when it's just an opinion. These are all the lawyers. You got to go hunt these fuckers down and get rid of them. But that's all I'm doing. I'm exposing people for committing crimes. How am I the bad person? That got to fucking go. You got to dethrone that cocksucker. You got to fucking dethrone Ken Buesler. You got to dethrone Woods Hole permanently. You got to end Woods Hole's fucking reign of terror on this planet permanently. That has to go. There is no future as long as these people exist. There is no society as long as these people exist. They are the very fucking foundation of every problem we got. Woods Hole got to go. Plus the popular apologists got to be fucking dealt with. They got to be dethroned. They got to be taken down. These are all the lawyers. You got to go hunt these fuckers down and get rid of them. And so what they've done is decriminalize speech. And if you criticize anybody now, they can claim that you're inciting violence against them when it's just an opinion.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm sure by now some of you are saying, what the hell was that? Yeah, I know. Quite surprising here how this guy is just out to lunch here. Now, the sad part is some of the stuff that he talks about, Woods Hole and University of Victoria, Jay Cullen being corrupt and liars, absolutely. And I've made videos about that too, but I didn't curse and swear and ask people to hang them or hunt them down and stuff. But I did point out how Woods Hole Institute, as well as with the help of Health Canada, my own government here, was promoting fraud. My own Canadian government was promoting fraud from the Woods Hole Institute. And you're wondering, what kind of fraud is that? Well, it's overpayment fraud. What they were doing is the Woods Hole Institute, through the Health Canada website, were trying to get Canadians on the West Coast to send in $600, and then Woods Hole Institute would send them a 2-liter plastic jug, and that person was to take some ocean water out of the Pacific Ocean, fill up that jug with ocean water, Pacific Ocean water, and send it to the Woods Hole Institute to have it tested for Fukushima radiation. Well, I showed in my video that you can have the exact same identical test done for how much? $300. Was it 297, $295? Half price. Half price. So I was telling folks, don't buy into that bullshit. Our Canadian government should be doing this for free. Sure as hell should not be promoting another American institute, the Woods Hole Institute in Canada, overcharging Canadians. Absolute fraud. And oddly enough, I think it was about a week or 2 weeks after I made the video, it kind of went viral on YouTube. They stopped charging. So now it's free. And it doesn't matter. Even if it's free, it comes down to what I'm saying. Every time that they will test the test the Pacific Ocean for Fukushima radiation, get ready here, you're always going to hear the following words. We found it, but it was in minute amounts. This is what I've been saying. The fuel rods are concentrated radiation. That's why it's in a rod. When it melts down into a fission, it's what? Diluted. That's right, because it's not in a solid rod concentrated. So the dilution of the radiation particles are all in the ocean, and they're in small amounts. And what happens once it's in the ocean? Well, number one, we know it's diluted, but what happens thereafter? It gets reconcentrated in what? Our marine life, this sea fish. This is what the term bioaccumulation is all about. So no one here on YouTube wants to talk about these terms, by the way. I'm the only one that talks about bioaccumulation, the only one that talks about radiation, you know, being diluted in the ocean. They're all telling, no, it concentrates. No, it doesn't. It's concentrated in a rod form. Once that rod goes into fission, it breaks down into small nuclear particles, and the particles are either being released into the atmosphere or they're into liquids. They come out in various forms. And once it hits the open air, it's being dispersed, it's being diluted. Okay, it's the same thing with the ocean. So this fraud here, and like I said, I'm waiting to see what's happening in this court case here coming up soon. There's a chance. I've been pushed. I've asked for the Crown Attorney to actually ban him from making any of these social media videos or podcasts. That's what I push for. I'm very upfront about it. If he wasn't calling out for people to be hung and shit like that, under what? Bullshit terms, and then tying me into it, telling people that I'm part of the nuclear industry and I'm being paid, all of that shit. If he hadn't gone down that route, maybe I wouldn't be so harsh on him. But at this point here, I just want to shut him up. I don't want him on YouTube spreading this type of hatred and lying. And the biggest thing you may have heard in this video, how Dana was asking, we got to do this because we want to debate. That's why I made the video here a little while back. Fukushima fraud. Dana Durnford exposed as a debateless coward. He does not want to debate. Go watch the video. I've been offering him since he first mentioned the words debate in August of 2014. I've been asking him to debate. He does not want to debate. And by the way, I'll get into this Fukushima 2016 Expedition for Life update here in a moment if you don't know what that's all about, because I'm actually going up to Powell River where Dana lives so we can film some of the sea life right on his own shoreline. Okay, so again, these people, I want to make a point of this, is how it's a circle jerk of corruption and how they all promote each other. And I'm not sure if you heard of the Jeff Palco and how he was betrayed by Kevin Blanch and Dana Durnford. I don't want to go over all this evidence right now, but as you can see here, it's all over at connectingdots1.com. So all you got to do is enter Fukushima Jeff right up here in the top left right hand corner where there's a search bar, Fukushima Jeff, and you'll get the thread and you can get yourself informed what's going on here, how this guy was totally betrayed. He talks about the Fukushima fairy tale on YouTube, how it's a big scam and it incorporates a lot of people. I've shared with you folks back then how these guys were all telling everyone, that they had not received any money from Jeff Palco. I actually called him a liar here. Look, it's where's it posted? Right down right here. So this is a screen capture that was Claire Stanhope that sent me this one day. This was in August 22nd of 2015, and we had Thomas Ackerman and Kevin Blanch speaking. Kevin actually came out and said, by the way, Jeff owes me money. I never got any money from the liar. He cost me $100 by baiting me up there with his bullshit. It cost me $1,000 for my plane flight. He never paid for shit. and we found out it was absolutely all lies. The family sent me, that's Kevin Blanch and his daughter here, and we found out that he had never worked for a hedge fund like he'd been telling everyone on YouTube. He actually owns a plastering company for the last 35 years. It's called stuckodamage.com. Okay. That's the website. He's actually trying to sell it now. He's telling people that he got cancer from Fukushima radiation and he can't do stucco repair. Okay. So we found out that not only had he paid for their flights. He paid Thomas Ackerman $2,200 to fly out here. You can see the dates: 2014. Okay, on the 26th. Oh, I'm receiving a call right now. I have to pause that. Sorry. Anyways, so he received $2,200, Thomas, to go fly up there to Alberta, and we also these are all. This is all paperwork from Jeff Palco's family. When Jeff ended up in the hospital in was it late August of 2014 or September? When was it? Yeah, it was in August, I believe. He ended up in the hospital, and his family, they realized he'd been defrauded of his life savings. So they contacted me, and this is his brother. His name happens to be Kevin Palco. Sent me the checks here from Thomas, from his brother Jeff to Thomas Ackerman, and also sent me the paperwork from the bank here, from the Royal Bank, where you got to see that his brother Jeff had taken out a lien on his home for $16,576. Now, this money was taken out of the bank. Jeff Palco did not have any money, folks. This is one of the things they're trying to say, that he had lots of money. They all knew that he had been on disability. He'd suffered a major back injury at work 8 years prior. 9 years, was it be 10 years ago? And long story short, he'd been sitting at home for the last 8 years on was it morphine to deal with the pain. So they found someone who was addicted to morphine. They lied the bejesus to him, and what happened is Jeff Palco has a son, Corey, and Corey, I guess, had dug up the truth and found out that these guys had all lied about the Pacific Ocean. And Jeff made a video that day where he was just livid, so upset that he'd been defrauded out of his money. He paid for these scumbags to come up to his place and visit him, and even took out a lien on his home for 16,576. And this, by the way, this lien on his home was not he was not given the money to Dana to buy a boat and keep the boat. The deal was that he was taking a lien on his home so Dana could buy the boat, go out on this Fukushima tour, prove that the Fukushima radiation had killed everything on the West Coast. And you have to understand that this money was all lent because Jeff had seen the original 9-day Expedition for Life in August of 2014, right? They spent that, Dana and his Terry Daniel spent 9 days on that coastline, the Sunshine Coast, and came back and uploaded these videos. And Jeff fell for the bullshit. He's a prairie boy, doesn't live near the ocean. A lot of people fell for this scam, okay? A lot of people don't live near the ocean. They don't understand it. And Dana just appeared, he took a lot of pictures, and that's all he took. No radiation testing at all. And in the end, that's what ended up. I think that's why Jeff Palco started making videos against Dana, because he came right out and said, he's going to places, Dana's going to places that he's never been before, taking pictures of areas that he's never been before, and making claims that everything's vanished, yet he doesn't have any before and after pictures. And one of the big things he'd said is that Dana hasn't taken a single marine sample and have it tested for Fukushima radiation. So the lien on the house for the boat was supposed to be a temporary lien. Dana was supposed to come back after doing that the Fukushima tour and sell the boat and give the money back to Jeff Palco. Now Dana won't even speak about this. Okay, folks, you'll never hear him speak about this stuff. It's the same thing with Kevin Blanch, the exact same fraud. As you just saw a couple of minutes ago, Kevin's trying to say he never received a penny from him. Oh yeah, well there's a check there in 2014. That's July 3rd. He received $6,000 in that one installment. In fact, if you read the email from Jeff Palco of July 11th, 2014, okay, just roughly a little over 7 days, 8 days later here, You can see his own words. Hey, Kevin, I've contributed to date $18,500 towards the investment fund, more than any other mother tucker alive on this earth, you know, plus the other stuff. Well, the other stuff is the extra cash that he gave him. Okay. So we know Kevin again is lying on top of the other stuff that was for you to use as needed. So the other stuff is money. The $18,500 is what I'm interested in, he says. How much of that money actually made it into the investment fund, the GP No Regrets Fund? It was sent in the following series: $2,500, $10,000, and $6,000. The total of $18,500. The amount sent for investment. How much is in the fraud? It's all in the fraud. None of it got into the fund. None of it. All in the fraud, none in the fun. And we got the proof of that later on. Jeff, before taking his life in December 24th of 2014, made a video, uploaded on video on YouTube to let everyone know that he'd been scammed out of his life savings. Very sad what takes place on YouTube. And then he actually uploaded a video to let everyone know, I want to clarify that Connecting Dots was not responsible for my break during September and October. The Fukushima hound should know that. He had nothing to do with it, as it was shared many times. I do not follow his work. So he never followed my work back in 2014, okay? Or else he wouldn't have donated, okay? I was making truthful videos back then, letting everyone know what's going on, okay? There's your stuckodamage.com, Kevin's website. I'm going to show you folks. Okay, this site and domain are for sale. I have AML leukemia. Absolute fraud. Fraud. He does not have AML. He's the same guy that was back then. He's not any skinnier. In fact, he's probably fatter now, okay? This is all absolute fraud. Do not buy into it. I've dated a nurse a while back when Kevin was pretending to have the AML leukemia, and she says, absolutely not. This guy does not have AML leukemia. He was even taking pictures telling everyone that he had the IVs hanging out of his chest. And my girlfriend at the time was like, that's not true. When you have AML leukemia and you're going through the treatments that he's telling everyone he's going through, you do not have that energy. You're looking a lot sicker. So that was her big clue there, that he's an absolute fraud, that he's lying. So you can see here that he's been plastering since 1977. He had absolutely nothing to do with being a hedge fund manager, okay? This is very important. So if you haven't seen that video, strongly recommend you watch this. And people have asked me, where do you get these pictures of Jeff Palco? Again, I was in contact with the family, still am in contact with the family. This was Jeff Palco's biological mother, Mary Palco, that sent me baby pictures as well as other pictures of Jeff Palco, giving me permission to use them. And at the end here, you'll get to see, you'll read an email here. It's a fairly long hangout. That was an hour and a half. But again, at some point, I pull out the evidence and I show you how I'd received an email from Jeff Palco's mother, who was absolutely upset about all of this and just wondering how come none of these people, here we are. I think it's right here. Yeah, that's it there. So you can go at around what's 58 minutes. I get into that. I share some emails that have been received between myself and Mary Palco, and this is the truth. If you guys want it, it's all out here. Okay, I don't know what to say. Oh, this is good. This person here, Mate 8, give me a fine name again. It happens to live on the West Coast. Mapped and GPS located photos of mine taken within the last couple of weeks. I have more, but not uploaded yet. So if you guys want to see that, he lives right here on Vancouver Island with me. It's all over at my website, connectingdots1.com. Now, another big thing that I keep tying in, I keep telling you all the Fukushima frauds are all interconnected. That's why if you go to any of Dana's videos, you'll notice that he promotes the fraudsters down below in the, oh shit, give them a thumbs down, because that's why I recommend everyone. If you're coming across these people's videos, please give them a thumbs down. This is what they deserve, okay? So if you look down below, You see, the fraudsters are all interconnected here. Okay. Nuked Pacific by Lauren Moret and Radchick. Okay. Fraud, fraud, fraud. Energy News, fraud, fraud, fraud. Miss Melky, absolute lion fraudster. She's known me since 2011. Absolute lion fraud. Radchick, know her also. Nibru Magic, I made videos in 2014. I kicked him off. No, I didn't literally kick him off. I made videos showing how he was an absolute lion fraudster about the title pools, and he left YouTube. Smart man, smart man. So again, it's all about connecting these fraudsters. Okay, they're all interconnected. They all help each other. He's still promoting Stacy Lane 74, except I showed you guys in my last video. Many of these people, Stacy Anderson, Stacy 74, they're no longer on YouTube. They have left. They've realized that this is all fraud and they don't have any part of it. So Miss Milky the Clown, as you can see, June 10th, she's never ever going to stop promoting Arnie Gunnarsson. So it's weird. I keep saying this all the time. How come Dana Durnford, you question that, right? Or do you not? Because I have really questioned it. I always wonder, how come, Dana Durnford's followers are not speaking out that the girl that he promotes, Miss Melky the Clown, is promoting Arnie Gunnarsson, YouTube's or the world's largest killer here, as far as I'm concerned. And I'll get into that evidence again here. But he is one of the world's largest killers. Why is she promoting him? Why isn't Dana's subscribers mentioning it to Dana? Why isn't Dana himself just saying, hey, Miss Melky, why are you promoting this fraudster? We've caught Arnie lying. In fact, Dana wasn't around back then to catch him lying. Okay, if you're wondering what this is all about, yeah, I have to go back in time here again. It's the Fukushima fraud gang, and back in this is in the early days of the meltdown. Okay, you can see the date here. This is June 4th, 2011. And at that point, we'd received information that air sampling that had been taken in the city of Seattle for 60 days. 60 days of air sampling in the city of Seattle. The results were in, and they found that people that were living in the city of Seattle were breathing on average 5 of these hot radioactive particles. They're referred to as fuel fleas because they can move around on their own fuel. They don't need to be attached to a dust particle to be blown around in the wind. They're not a liquid. They're like fuel fleas. They bounce around, okay, on their own energy. And essentially, we found that for the 60 days of the sampling, because that's all it took into account. That the sampling was done after the 60 days. That doesn't mean the fuel fleas all dissipated. All we know is that during the 60 days of the sampling after the Fukushima meltdown, that the people in Seattle were breathing 5 of these hot radioactive particles per day per person for 60 days of the sampling. It went on to say that if you live a very active lifestyle with an elevated heartbeat, let's say you worked outdoors, you did, or you jogged a lot, or you did some type of physical work outside where your heart rate is elevated, you could have been breathing up to 10 of these hot radioactive particles per day per person for 60 days straight. And oddly enough, that's exactly the same levels as those that were living in Tokyo at that exact moment in time. After the Fukushima meltdown, during that 60-day period, people in Tokyo were breathing in taught 10 hot radioactive particles per day per person. People in Seattle were breathing in 5. That's right, roughly half of the levels. So we had Arnie Gunderson, of all people, on CNN News being interviewed by John King. And you can go watch the entire video because I've made videos about this before. And I always tell everyone, those of you that buy into the Miss Milky, the Clown, the Arnie Gunderson, and the rest of them, you need to really wake up and get up the par on this, because I've said before that if I was on CNN News and John King was interviewing me and he was asking me, so connecting dots, now that the results have come out that we've found out that people in Seattle were breathing in 5 of these hot radioactive particles per day per person for 60 days straight. Do you think that this is something that Americans should be concerned about? Because those are exact terms. John King asked Arnie Gunderson, is this facts? Are these facts that something that Americans should be concerned about? And Arnie Gunderson, like your regular politician, goes on a blah, 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 blah. Not just coming out and just saying, yes, it's something we need to be concerned about. In fact, we should, the West Coast should have been evacuated. 5 hot radioactive particles per day. Are you crazy, John King? It only takes one of these bloody hot radioactive particles for you to be ingested into your lung, and it can cause a mutation in that lung and tissue, and then you can end up with cancer, lung cancer. I guess so. The whole fucking damn coast should have been evacuated. You'll never hear Arnie Gunnarsson ever speak like that. I've said it before. Arnie Gunnarsson from Fairwinds Energy gets nuclear contracts from the nuclear industry. You cannot bite the hand that feeds you. Wake up, people. Wake up. It's time you shake your heads and wake up. Get real about the society that we live in. They have the mighty, almighty fraudster Arnie Gunnarsson on CNN telling you should not be concerned about. What does he tell at the end of the interview? Like I said, go watch the interview. It's only 4 minutes long. It'll take you 4 minutes to get yourself informed so you can get, and then you can go on and research what I'm telling you right now, that you cannot get rid of fuel fleas and protect yourself from radiation. The fuel fleas specifically is what I'm speaking about. You cannot protect yourself by washing your vegetables and taking your shoes off at the door, which is the piece of information, the advice the nuclear expert Arnie Gunnarsson gave on CNN News at the end of this interview. Wake the fuck up, people. I'm sorry if I have to swear, but honestly, you people need to get up the par and get yourself woken up. You have all the fraudsters on YouTube, all interconnected. That circle jerk of corruption is so clear to me. I cannot see how you folks cannot make the connections. How come they don't call each other out on their frauds? How come you people cannot call them out? And I know a lot of you, I shouldn't say you people, there's a lot of people that this is what happens. In fact, there's a lot of people that wake up to the fraud and they just, that's it, they're done. They're done with the Fukushima video. They don't want to go near in the Fukushima fraud. They realize it's done. And that's why the Fukushima truth movement is very weak compared to the Fukushima fraud movement, because when people first fall into Fukushima radiation information, they get into the Arnie Gunnarsson, they fall into Miss Melky the Clowns, they fall into Kevin Blanch and Dana Durnford, and then they're taken down that bullshit line where they got to be fearful about everything, but no single testing. I'm here to make some common sense out of this bullshit. And to me, when I had Arnie Gunnarsson, who is the leader of the pack, should have been, but is not, on CNN News being asked live if this is something that Americans should be concerned about, he should have said, yes, we need to evacuate the West Coast. It only takes one fuel flea to cause lung cancer. People are breathing in 5 of them per day for at least 60 days of the sampling. The fuel fleas did not dissipate and leave Seattle or the city of Seattle on the 61st day or the 62nd or the 63rd. The fuel fleas were still there. This was a major concern. Arnie Gunnarsson let down the entire American population, and more specifically, those of you on the West Coast. I hope you've got some common sense. If not, well, then I'm just kind of wasting my time. But the video is there. Fukushima CNN's John King interview with Arnie Gunnarsson regarding the hot particles detected in Seattle and Japan. That's why I said Japan had 10, Seattle had 5, roughly half the levels. So I'm going to end the video here. I'm pretty well done with these Fukushima frauds for the time being. As I said, this video was just to give you an insight as to Dana, what he said in the past, and help you hopefully connect some dots that you have to be careful of the frauds. You know, it's the same thing. Earthquake hits San Diego, TikTok, the San Onofre Diablo Canyon clock. So GoFundMe, he's the same thing as Dana, Kevin Blanch. GoFundMe, what's he going to do? What's he going to do with that money? We've never seen him, apart from one demonstration he was at where he actually made it into the hall and he was able to speak. But the problem is with Kevin Blanch, he cannot state the facts. He's like a madman on speed. He has a hard time doing sentence structuring. I'm a Frenchman and I speak much better English than he does. It's the first thing I noticed. Much better English. My vocabulary is not quite as diverse as his, but regardless, I still have a better handle of the English language, I think, than Kevin Blanch, and I'm able to make sense of the story. He's like a madman on speed who can't seem to keep his thoughts together. You know, if I didn't know better, I'd say he's on crystal meth, because this is Apparently, what happens to people at crystal meth, they have a hard time keeping their thoughts together when they're trying to interact with others. Anyways, what's important is that you don't get caught into this. And I've said before, Missing Sky 101, again, she's part of that fraud. Miss Melky the Clown, Beautiful Girl by Dana. Please be careful of these people. And more recently, we have the Radical Home Godness. Absolute black or white, I don't give a shit who you are. If you're out here lying and scamming people and you can't make videos about the truth, I'm going to call you out on your shit. Okay, girl? So you're part of the bullshit too. Yes, that's why we need to get rid of you, garbage. And I'm not calling out for violence. I'm calling out for truth. So hopefully you enjoy the information and have a great weekend. I'll see you all later on this week. Take care.